I'm gonna tell you, I'm starting to get real suspicious of whatever Trump is doing with Argentina. You already know that Trump has blown up the Chinese market for American soybeans, and now Argentina is sending their soybeans to China. And then we bailed out Argentina to the tune of $40 billion. Now look at this. Trump is suggesting that America is going to buy beef from Argentina to bring down prices for the American consumers. Yeah, American beef is high. You know why? Because there's a monopoly. But instead of addressing the monopoly, he's going to import beef from Argentina, who has already taken the American soybean market and has already been bailed out by the American taxpayers. So now we're blowing up the American beef market too? Trump has to be doing the bidding of another country to destroy America. There is no way you can make any of this make any sense.
President Trump plans to flood the beef market with beef from Argentina to help combat the high beef prices here in the United States. Let me tell you why that is a bad idea. For one, the first time in decades, the farmer and rancher is able to finally turn a decent profit and put that money back into their farm and ranch and help keep their ranches alive. Second, if we cheapen American beef, we're going to fall back into the same trend that we were 4, 5, 6 years ago, where we're losing 10 to 20,000 American ranchers every single year. Why would somebody try to continue on a ranch or pass it down to their kids? Why would their kids want to run a ranch that's not even able to make a decent living? And third, a lot of these people are the ones that voted for you. What happened to the America First policy, taking care of the American ranchers and the American people first before anybody else? Now, I'm not saying imports are bad, but flooding the market and making it worse for the American ranchers is not the way to go about this. How do we get the cost of beef down? We got to get the cost of production down for the American ranchers. I'm interested to see what y'all think about this. Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, guys, buy American, buy local, and God bless.
Who knew that importing beef from Argentina was going to leave American farmers and ranchers questioning Trump's loyalty? First, the tariff wars undercut American soybean farmers, and now Trump is importing beef from Argentina. They want to know what's going on here. It turns out President Trump is threading the needle. While he's making deals with Argentina to keep China out of our backyard, he also has to face the reality that beef prices have not come down, and the American consumer feels it every time they check out at the grocery store. By allowing a fraction of Argentine beef into the U.S., he's putting just enough pressure on domestic producers to keep prices in check. And that's where the tension comes in. Ranchers are frustrated because they've seen stable profits thanks to strong demand, even at all-time high prices. But Trump has to decide, does he prioritize the producers of an industry or the pocketbooks of 330 million Americans heading into the holiday season? It's a complicated issue. We can't get hysterical or treat this like betrayal, because sometimes leadership means making uncomfortable trade-offs for the betterment of all Americans, not just one segment. Maybe the real answer isn't blocking imports, but removing the red tape that drives up producers' costs so ranchers can grow their herds and compete freely. Because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing: affordable food, strong farms, and a stable America. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Good morning. So, reading through and seeing the news. So not only has the Orange Mussolini given $40 billion to Argentina, but now to counteract the prices of beef, he's going to import beef from where? Argentina. What's in it for him? Number one, he's trying to get this man elected. But what's in it for him? Why is Argentina all of a sudden so important to him that he's helping them? And the farmers are pissed again because they've lost their soybeans to Argentina, and now they're about to lose their beef to Argentina. And you're mad, but you voted for it. And you hate us saying it. You voted for it. You voted for it. But you did. He jerked you around his first term. And it was like, Oliver, please, sir, may I have some more? And you went back. And guess what? If he ran again in 2028, you would have your hand out. Please, sir, may I have some more? And guess what? Some more is coming.
40 million people in America in the next couple of days are going to lose their access to food and we're bailing out Argentina and building the big, beautiful room on the side of the White House. These people don't care about you.
Hola, hola, with them boys. Hola, hola, make some noise. So I have been receiving some hateful comments from MAGA Republicans of late. So I don't know why. Maybe it's from those who have lost their farms, from those who farms are collapsing, maybe from those who are not getting paid from the recent federal government shutdown. So I have been receiving hateful comments from MAGA Americans of late, and that means I'm doing something good. So ensure that as you watch my videos, comment, make your voice heard, so that we can continue dismantling this MAGA cult from head to the feet. So let's continue watching.
So let me get this right. We're sending $20 billion in financial aid to Argentina and possibly doubling it to $40 billion, while folks here in the U.S. are struggling with rent, healthcare, and grocery prices. And a big chunk of that money might just bail out the actual hedge funds who bet big on Argentina's failing economy. Now, Trump's Treasury team set up a currency swap with Argentina's central bank, basically flooding them with US dollars to stabilize their peso. On top of that, they're working with private banks to create a massive credit facility. But here's the catch. Private investors, including hedge funds like Rob Citrone's Discovery Capital, bought up Argentinian debt before the deal dropped. Now, with U.S. support propping up Argentina's market, those investors could walk away with fat profits, all while we set the bill, taxpayer dollars. There's no transparency, though. We don't even know how much of the taxpayer money is going towards this. Now, Elizabeth Warren is now asking hedge fund groups to come clean about whether they lobbied for this bailout, because if this isn't a rigged system, I don't know what is. Is it America first? It doesn't look like it. This looks more like Wall Street first, Argentina second, and the working class Americans absolutely dead last. What do you think about this? Is this a bailout backroom deal? Or what? Drop a comment and follow along for updates.
The Trump administration just bailed out Argentina $20 billion of taxpayer money for a loan to Argentina. What's happening in Argentina? The Argentinian economy works on both pesos and dollars, and every so often they run out of dollars. And normally the IMF is the one that bails them out, the International Monetary Fund. But for some reason, we're doing that now. And there's so many layers to this. The first thought is, where the fuck did you guys get $20 billion to be able to do this? Like, in the United States right now, we have the soybean farmers that are struggling, that haven't received any kind of bailout. In the month of November, people are not going to receive food stamps. They're not going to receive their SNAP benefits because of the federal government shutdown. There are like a billion better uses for this money that we could be, like, programs that we could be funding, like universal pre-K or childcare or basically anything else. But no. What is doubly funny about this situation, I mean, it's not funny, haha. It's not funny, haha. But it's ironic is that not only is Trump screwing over the farmers because of the trade war, but he's screwing them over double because he's giving this money to Argentina. You know who China is buying the soybeans from instead of the United States? Argentina. Argentina and Brazil. And it's just so funny because it's like, do you guys understand yet that this man doesn't give a fuck about you? He said he was going to do a $10 billion bailout to the farmers. Where's the proposal? Where's the money? And also, I would like to point out, like, the Republican Party is borderline schizophrenic when it comes to its policy. Like, are we doing America first or not? Because Americans are struggling in this country right now, economically, living paycheck to paycheck, and we're giving a $20 billion loan to a foreign country because, what's the interest? Because you want to combat China's influence in the region? Because the president is like, MAGA? Bad reasons. And it's not even like this is a long-term solution. Like, you give them the money, they're not going to pay it back. And on top of it, in the future, like, this is a cycle where they don't have enough American dollars, and so the country is put into economic crisis. Even for the America First people who are like with that agenda, this is not giving that at all. Like, you guys literally said that we needed to cut USAID because it's not like America's responsibility to be saving the world. And then you gave $20 billion to a foreign country because their economy is in crisis. So the literally starving children who were being helped by USAID, they weren't worth the American taxpayer money. That was a waste of money, according to Donald Trump and according to Elon Musk, right? The water sanitation programs, that was a waste of money. The HIV prevention programs, that was a waste of money. But when it comes to Argentina and their economic crisis, take that money right out of Americans' pockets to give it to that government. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? I heard an economist say on CBS, like, there is no economic rationale. Like, it's a geopolitical rationale. And it's just like, every day is a struggle with this fucking administration.
Hey there, MAGA. How you doing? Did y'all see this here? Thought it was America first, wasn't it? I thought we weren't supposed to be giving billions of dollars to other countries, except for, Israel, so they can keep blowing up brown children with our bombs. But aside from that, I thought we were supposed to be keeping all of our money for Americans. I mean, we're certainly keeping all of our soybeans for Americans, since they're now worthless because bankruptcy Benito decided to fuck up our biggest trade partner for them. Now they're buying them from Brazil and Argentina instead of American farmers. Those same American farmers that are now going bankrupt because all of you dumb motherfuckers have the economic literacy of a 10-year-old with a credit card in Toys R Us. Even though you pudding-brained troglodytes saw how stupid tariffs were the last time you elected the dumbest thing to ever slip through a condom to the Oval Office. And now your little mango molester is giving this knob goblin $20 billion of our dollars to bail out Argentina's economy. The same Argentinian alt-right libertarian loser who just lifted tariffs on China so they could sell them 20 shiploads of their soybeans. So China can get the cheap soybeans that they used to buy from us. So what say you little toothless pedophile-loving cousin fuckers, huh? Where's that America First energy now? Just seems kind of strange that after all that America First patriotic preaching bullshit, saying that we just couldn't afford to support American farmers with USAID because we were giving stuff away for free to starving children, we're now chomping at the bit to bail out Argentinian farmers. And for all you MAGA voting farmers, maybe you should go check out some farmland down there, because clearly the dipshit you dumbasses decided to vote for will take much better care of you if you're in Argentina. And don't worry about your property here. JD Vance is all ready with a nice low offer to pay pennies on the dollar for your bankrupt family farm. But hey, since conservatives have also crashed the economy so bad in Argentina too that they need an American bailout, I'm sure you can find some cheap land and it'll all work out.
Who is Trump loyal to? Russia, Israel, Argentina. Who is Trump loyal to? Because his loyalty is not to American citizens. Maybe he sent to implement Project 2025. I don't know. So let's continue watching and ensure that you comment and tell me, where does Trump's loyalty lie?
Nothing says I saved American ranchers like destroying American ranchers.
So I'm very happy about that. We're going to do something very quickly and easily on beef to get it down. The ranchers understand that. They're so happy for what I've done. I saved them. I don't think you'd have any beef in this country if I didn't do that. So we're very proud of that. Yeah, Brian?
This is rich. Trump sitting there in his gold-plated room, patting himself on the back about how the ranchers are so happy, how he saved them, how he wouldn't even have beef without him. Absolutely delusional. Because while he's jerking himself off about saving ranchers, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, the people who actually ranch cattle, released this. They're calling his plan the wrong approach that creates chaos and does nothing to lower grocery store prices. They're not mincing words here. They literally had to at the White House and beg him to stop screwing them over. They're asking him to let cattle markets work without interference. Translation: please stop pretending to help us while you stab us in the back. And Merriweather Farms, they called it exactly what it is, an absolute betrayal to the American cattle rancher. Not disappointing, not concerning, betrayal. So here's what actually happened. Trump's tariffs jack up beef prices. American ranchers can't compete. His solution? Import cheaper beef from Argentina to undercut American ranchers he claims to love, while prices still don't drop for consumers. Everybody loses except Argentina. This is what you voted for, MAGA. The guy who wrapped himself in the flag and promised to protect American workers, is selling out American ranchers to cover for his own failed trade policy. And the kicker, the ranchers screaming about this, a lot of them probably voted for him twice. He does not care about you. He cares about the headline. He cares about the photo op. He cares about being able to lie to your face and say, I saved the ranchers, while they're literally behind him yelling, no, you didn't. But please, tell me again how he's the champion of the working class. I'll wait. Spoiler alert, he never was.
I got a question for the farmers, the MAGA farmers of the world. not the world, but of the United States. I'm talking the farmers from Nebraska, the farmers from Iowa, Idaho, all the red MAGA farmers. I got a question. I was going through my notes, just skimming through it to see what I missed because of the outage yesterday. It kind of threw me off track with my live, right? So I was going through it again, and I realized I forgot to talk about the Argentinian bailout that happened. Okay, now what is the Argentinian bailout? Your president that you voted for, right? Are we here with it? Heard you loud and clear when you say, hey, we are not able to move these soybeans, right? Which is a top producing import and export. We also are increasing the amount of bankruptcies when it comes to farming equipment. We are not making any money. We're losing, we're hemorrhaging. We're like, it's getting so bad that we're losing our farms. He heard you loud and clear and said, I hear your pain. And then proceeded to send 40 billion of your hard-earned tax American dollars to Argentina, who quite literally destroyed every bit of money that they already had. Heard you. Heard that y'all was self-deleting because of the circumstances that he put you in. That what you're suffering through right now is the elongated circumstances that he caused in his first term and left for Joe Biden to clean up. And whatever Joe Biden wasn't able to clean up, you're now feeling the residuals of that. And I just have to say, as someone who's continuously hearing them blame the Democrats, I just thought I'd pick y'all brain about that. Because every other day I'm hearing about a new person self-deleting that own one of these farmers that own these farms. They're self-deleting. JD Vance and that company that they own, swiping them farms up from underneath y'all. Like it's nothing. Buying them up from underneath y'all, selling it off to these Chinese companies. Sending your money, your hard-earned tax dollars overseas to Argentina, 40 billion of it, to bail them out when y'all were waiting right here. What happened to your bailout? And in addition to that, what I was thinking, at what point are we going to say it may or may not be the Democrats? Maybe it's us. Maybe we're the reason why we're in this predicament. Because the Democrats were the ones telling us that this would happen. And now look at where we are. Did that accountability start happening? Did y'all start having those town hall meetings where there's some accountability being tossed around? Are y'all now willing to unite forces and move forward to rebuild this country? Because right now it feels like there's a lot of silence coming from y'all. And that silence is not telling us that you're on the winning end of the situation. In fact, it's telling us the exact opposite, that you are now in the middle of your finding out of the fuck around and find out you fucked around, did not listen to us when we were trying to help you. It wasn't about a Trump hate fest. It was about, hey, if you don't, this is what's going to happen. And y'all looked us dead in our face and said, fuck a tariff. I don't know what the fuck a tariff is anyways. I'm riding for Trump. Is the silence that we're in right now, is that some self-accountability? Are y'all sitting with yourselves and saying we may have fucked ourselves royally for generations to come? Let us know when you guys are ready. Let us know when you guys are ready to take that accountability and when you're ready to unite forces. We got all day, baby. We got all day. Because in case you didn't know, a sweeping wave of food stamps being turned off in November is about to hit y'all area, right? And already being in a deficit, financial deficit of the thing that you're paying your bills with, and the one thing that you need to keep you afloat is about to be snatched right from underneath you like a carpet. We're just saying, let us know, because some of those Democratic states are prepared. A lot of the Democrat states are prepared. In fact, everyone's sharing resources right now with each other. on how we can ensure that we can take care of each other. But if MAGA, at the red states, whenever you guys want to admit, hey, we fucked up, we need to unite forces, we need to do a better job, and leave the racism at the door.
Now, thank you for everyone who has watched my videos to the end. It's always amazing having you here, my viewers, my subscribers, and those who always comment on my videos. It's amazing having you. So make America great again. America first. We are patriots. There is nothing patriotic about all this. There is nothing patriotic about all this. So I covered this in my previous video. How capitalism has screwed us over, right? Whereby the government places a quota on the imports you can make, maybe textiles, beef, sugarcane, And when it places these quotas, it ensures that our farmers continue producing these products, or maybe our local manufacturers are in business, right? And this is not really the essence of the free market, whereby the markets, the prices of something is determined by markets, local or international. So when a government places this quota and ensure that our local manufacturers continue producing, we Americans are forced to buy these products at twice the world price. Now, what Trump is doing by ensuring that we import Argentina beef, it will make sure that our local beef prices are lowered. That's is a benefit to the majority. I covered this in my previous video. That's a benefit to the majority. But what happens to the farmers? Their farms collapse. So tell me in the comment section, is it a price to pay? Our farmers being out of business and we buying at a better price? The majority. Because if we place a quota on the amount of beef we can import, that's not capitalism. That's not the essence of the free markets. I covered this in my previous video. The visible and the invisible effects of government interference in trade. So our local farmers, all they are complaining about, let's cover them. They are saying that the cost of buying these products, which they use to feed these beef cattle, it has skyrocketed. The price due to tariffs and unavoidable circumstances. That how I saw them claiming. I saw this post on Twitter. There was this rancher who was giving explanation about why the beef prices in the United States are very high. So I guess maybe some disease, whatever, it has led to some decrease in the amount of cattle we have in this country. So generally, beef production in United States is as at its lowest moment. And instead of Trump solving the root cause of this, which is tariff, he went ahead and diagnosed the disease and gave it a painkiller by allowing Argentina to import more beef into our country. So our farmers are in disarray. Where does Trump's loyalty lie? And I won't blame Republicans for this. Who will I blame? Democrats who didn't come out to vote. That's the guys I would like to blame for the mess we are having as a country. So what I usually say, watch blue, listen blue, talk blue, vote blue. And until the next video, thank you for your attention to this matter.